Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Vibe coding is pretty fun. It's actually something that I've been doing for the past 4 days, I think. I've actually lost track of time, but not the point. Now, it's actually very fun and it's very easy for people to start building something if they don't know anything about coding or they, want to do something simple. But it can get very complicated, like actually complicated. I'll give you an example. If you want to make a website that is only showing lots of information and your contact and links to other places, yeah, that's actually pretty easy to do. It's not that complicated. But you're also going to need a GitHub repo, and you're also going to need to actually upload that to Netlify and even Vercel. So if you don't know those, then understand that you're going to have to learn a little bit more about what comes after creating that website, because you're just creating code, at least the way that I'm doing it. Then this is the fun part. If you're going to make a web app, so things that the user is going to do inside of that app, it's going to get even more complicated. So I started doing something for logging and making for those and putting those in a so that they can and go to a website. But that means that also there has to be a seller profile, and also there has to be a user profile and an admin that's going to handle everything that happens. And then there's going to be a backend with all the information of those users and their roles and Google Authentication and Firebase and storage and then image upload. All that stuff is handled by other things, and it has to be taken into consideration when creating those websites. So yes, you might actually need to know a little bit about coding and debugging, and you have to go all in. Like, I've been 4 days nonstop, like I know my stuff, but it's hard for me. So my recommendation is, if you're going to start vibe coding, yes, do it. For the love of God, it's amazing and it's very interesting and it's fairly cheap, but you might need some time and you might need to have a learning curve. But definitely don't think that it's just going to be something that I plug my ideas into an AI like ChatGPT and it's just going to throw something at me that I hadn't created, and it's going to be workable at the very beginning, and there's no going to be errors or anything. So be sure to understand that, because you might get into a project that you have an idea and then you're pulling your hair because there's a lot of things that don't work and you don't know why. So that's it. Go do vibe code and start doing stuff, because it's very nice and very cool to see it come to life. But just know that it's not going to be that easy to make complicated stuff. You're still going to have to learn a little bit about coding. Hope that bubble is burst, and see you in the next one.